Welcome back to Good Day on this Wednesday morning. You know, this is something every parent needs to listen up for. We're going to give you tips for keeping kids safe in the summer when they may have more tech time on their hands. And Shama Hyder is a social media expert and author to tell us more of how to keep these kids safe. Now, it's summertime. So what kind of makes kids more vulnerable during this time of the year?
Well, it's great to be here and
Thank
talk
you.
about this very important issue because summer is the ideal time where kids are meeting more strangers than ever before. They're going out to camps, they're meeting friends of friends, people that you may not necessarily know that are not part of your day-to-day circle. So this is a really important time to look at who are they really talking to online. And that really gets amplified when they start using services like Kik, for example, where they can message anonymously with other people. So it's really important to say, who are you talking to? You know, do we know these people? 42% of tweens have said that they've received messages from people that they don't know. So stranger danger is always apparent. So you just have to be able to keep those lines
dialogue.
yeah, absolutely. Keep those lines of communication open and make sure that you're asking them who they're talking to.
Is it a good idea to be their friend too on these social media sites so that you can kind of see the postings as well?
That really is a parental decision. So if your kids are willing to let you be their friends, I think it's a great idea. I would be all for it. And so the other thing that's happening, of course, as you mentioned, social networks and social sites, is that pictures of your kids may be getting put up without you necessarily knowing it, meaning camps put up pictures, different activities they may be involved in, or posting online projects that your kids worked on, which is great. It's a source of pride for them, but you should be aware, just knowing what's being put online about your kids, and
So
that's
is this
really
a
important.
Conversation that you have beforehand saying, hey, can you let me know, or should you just be monitoring these? You know,
A little bit
companies?
of both. You want to keep an eye out on things, but especially when you look at permission slips, or sometimes when you're signing something, you may just want to read the fine print to say, what are they really putting online? It's just important to know these things.
Exactly. Another thing, Shama, is downloads.
Yes.
You really need to agree. I've gotten myself in trouble with downloads,
Yes.
especially on iTunes, because before you know it, in a matter of minutes, you've racked up a huge bill.
You're right. And when kids are bored, that's what they're doing. They're downloading, you know, the 99-cent games, the $3.99 games. So there's two ways to handle that. The first thing you can do is set a password. Very simple, right? 4-digit password on your devices that unless they know it, they can't download the games. But if your kids are savvy and they pretty much have your passwords figured out by now, you can set them up with another account on iTunes, for example. And don't associate a credit card with that particular account. That way, if they want to buy an app or a game, you have to gift it to them.
Oh, I need to do that for myself. Okay, and so another thing is encouraging your children to spend their time wisely once they're online.
Yes. And, you know, so many people look at the internet or technology and they're like, my kid's wasting their time, or they're just texting with friends. But you need to talk to your kids about how big the internet truly is and all the wonderful things that can happen. So here's just two examples I'm going to share with you. One is called DoSomething.org, which lets kids and teens find activities in the community and get involved in volunteer projects, things that they may already be really passionate about. Great site, super safe for teens and kids. Another one, of course, is chore apps. If you have a hard time getting your kids to do chores in the summer, there's lots of apps. In fact, just today there's an article on the Wall Street Journal that talks about some great apps to help your kids do chores and like it.
All right. Thank you so much, Shama
My
Hyder, for joining us, and hopefully that will help the parents out there as well. You can also find a link to Shama Hyder's website at myfoxdfw.com.